Did Paul quote Isaiah 44:24 to prove Jesus is God? Did the Apostle Paul quote Isaiah 44:24 to prove that Jesus is God? Many people overlook the powerful connections between the Old Testament and Paul's writings, but today we're going to uncover something amazing. If you've ever wondered whether the New Testament explicitly teaches that Jesus is God, this might be the most important video you'll watch. Let's dive in. Section 1. Understanding Isaiah 44:24, the claim of the Creator. Let's begin with Isaiah 44:24 and what it says about God as the sole Creator. Isaiah 44:24, KJV. Thus saith the Lord, thy Redeemer, and he that formed thee from the womb, I am the Lord that maketh all things, that stretcheth forth the heavens alone, that spreadeth abroad the earth by myself. Key observations from Isaiah 44:24. Shanted to Shan. Jehovah, YHWH, says he created everything, alone. 2. He emphasizes that he spread out the heavens by himself. 3. There is no room for a helper, co-creator, or secondary being. Big question. If Isaiah 44:24 insists that YWH created alone, how does this compare with what the Apostle Paul teaches about Jesus? Section 2. Paul's bold statement in Colossians chapter 1, 16-17. Now, let's turn to the New Testament and see if Paul refers back to Isaiah 44:24 when speaking about Jesus. Colossians chapter 1, 16-17, KJV. For by him, Jesus, were all things created that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All things were created by him and for him, and he is before all things, and by him all things consist. Key takeaways. 1. Jesus is credited as the creator of all things. Paul expands on this by listing thrones, dominions, and powers, showing his authority over all creation. 3. Paul states that Jesus existed before all things and holds everything together. Problem for skeptics. If Jesus created everything, and Isaiah 44:24 says Jehovah alone created everything, then what does that mean? Section 3. Hebrews 1:10. The Father calls Jesus the Creator. If there's still doubt about Paul's view of Jesus as the Creator, we need to look at another passage that explicitly connects Jesus to Isaiah's words. Hebrews chapter 1:10, KJV. The Father speaking to the Son, and thou, Lord, in the beginning hast laid the foundation of the earth, and the heavens are the works of thine hands. Key takeaways. 1. The Father applies Old Testament language about YHWH's creation directly to Jesus. Seng. This verse is a direct reference to Psalm 102:25-27, which speaks of YHWH creating the universe. 3. If Jesus were not God, why would the Father refer to him using YHWH's exclusive role as the Creator? Conclusion. Paul and the New Testament writers were not merely suggesting that Jesus had a high status. They were declaring that he is Jehovah, the one who created the universe alone. Section 4. Answering common objections. Objection number 1. Paul never directly quoted Isaiah 44:24, so this is just speculation. Answer. Paul didn't need to directly quote Isaiah 44:24. His statement in Colossians 1, 16-17 is a clear reference to it, confirming that Jesus is the Creator. The concept is unmistakably drawn from the Old Testament claim that YHWH alone made all things. Objection number 2. Jesus was just an agent of creation, not the actual Creator. Answer. Isaiah 44:24 explicitly says God created alone. If Jesus were merely an assistant, Isaiah's statement would be false. The only way for Jesus to be the Creator is if he is YHWH. Objection number 3. The Trinity isn't biblical. Paul only saw Jesus as the Messiah. Answer: Isaiah 48:16, Genesis chapter 1:26, and Philippians 2:6-7 all point to the plurality within God. Paul not only identified Jesus as the Messiah, but also as the eternal, uncreated Son of God, who is fully divine. Final challenge and call to action. Now it's your turn. If Jesus isn't God, how do you explain Isaiah 44:24 saying, Jehovah created alone, while Paul says Jesus created everything? If Paul didn't believe Jesus is God, why does he attribute creation to him? How do skeptics reconcile Colossians 1:16-17 with Isaiah 44:24? Like, share, and comment below. Subscribe for more deep biblical studies and truth that exposes deceptions.